EA Sports, always proud to bring you the National Football League as we join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Commanders. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of it.
They've got his man complete. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Trey Palmer, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Cowboys need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
To the air goes Daniels.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Commanders are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
2nd and 9 now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Here's Lane. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
You look at this Cowboy defense.
It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. 68 yards.
And Washington has taken the lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Got a man, and he hits it in stride. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it's second down.
Now, this defense for the Commanders was terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
They'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
19, Pioneer. 19, Charger. 19.
Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Here we go. Start.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Kevontae Turpin now to return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
3rd and 2.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground to 10.
And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
79 Broncos. 19 Lions.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Panther 11. Panther 11. 18 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
First down.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
70 Ranger. Come on. Hit. Stop, 18 Cardinal. Trap 60. Go.
Back to throw here.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
That is caught at the 7. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
You get down near the goal line, you need to start enlisting the help of all 11 guys on the defense. And that's a nice job there by the cornerback, squaring his shoulders and coming in to make the tackle.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw.
He'll try to pick it up himself.
And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. Laying himself out in the end zone.
And the Cowboys take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one-play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, I talked to a Hall of Famer one time about, hey, when you're on defense and these types of things are happening to you, what goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes. It's not about what's called from the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing?
Looking middle, and that's complete.
There he goes again.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. But no matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
2nd and 3. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Touchdown!
Kevontae Turpin,
55 yards.
and the Cowboys are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Extra point right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there.
2nd and 10. Now they'll shift things around.
2nd and 10.
Bronco 80.
35-yard
Trap
line.
60. Trap 19 Lions. Ready.
Daniels looking to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Savon Rebel.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Mustang 19.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
And the Cowboys, 1st down.
70 Rangers.
1st
70
and 10
Rangers.
at the 22-yard
70
line.
Buffalo 18.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he's going to touchdown, but he's got the 1st down.
18 more yards. That's another Cowboys 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now back to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cowboys have broken the tie. But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball is at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they want it now, enforce the penalty to the 1. But if they wanted to kick it, right, don't they just move it up?
Just move it up to the 10.
Right, move it up to the 10 if they still wanted to kick it.
The extra point up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Come on. 19 tight. 19. Warriors 70. 18. 5. 19 Lions. Trap 60. Dragon 60. Panther 11.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
On the throw, letting too much that time. It's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point splits the uprights. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Oh, he shifts past him.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Left side to Lamb.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Looking to throw.
That is caught. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 40.
They'll drop to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
19 Charger, 16 average.
They'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Let's go now.
He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 17-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And
Press all 80.
first down.
Ready.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rush will just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Ready up.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Come on. Hey. Gotta be live.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
70 Timberwolves. Go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
Cougar 19.
Now Daniels.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
2 yards to go, second down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
65, 65, 19 tight, 19, trap 60, trap 60. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Panther 11, cut 19. Here we go. Strike. 60, cut 19. 18, Rattler. 18, Rattler. 18, 60, Maverick. 60, Maverick. Ready.
Throwing now is Daniels.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk Warrior 70, 65 catch.
To the air goes Daniels.
And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone, throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
Ready,
out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Let's go now.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us. He's across midfield.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Here's Daniels. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Josh Downs from 10 yards out. And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Commanders 42. Cowboys 35.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. From the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field and make an answer and score.
And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he did not reel it in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
18, Rattler, 18, Rattler. Cut 19, cut 19.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
They'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42.
An audible here to get a new look. He'll try to do it himself.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
60 Maverick. Trap 60. Rig alert.
To throw is Daniels.
It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
1979 Broncos.
Looking to throw. Daniels.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great play there with an amazing diving catch.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
2nd and 9 now.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He'll try and do this himself. And looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
He'd been having a good day so far, but I think he got a little overzealous on that one. Still young in this league. Has to learn to try not to do too much on an individual play because, as we all know, sometimes less is more. And throwing away is preferable to making the big mistake.
60 Vices. 19 tight. 19, 18, 5, 70 Ranger.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming.
60, Warriors, 79 Broncos. Check. 19, Buffalo 18, Rattler, 8, Cup 19, Cup 19. Mustang 19.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Brings up third down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Panther 11, Panther 11. 7 Pirates, Dragon 60. 19 tight, 19.
Daniels from the gun on third down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
18, 5 in, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Go.
Daniels going to throw for it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
Here we go.
Back to throw again.
Throw out right, pulled in by Downs.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
Second and 1 at the Cowboys' 7-yard line.
Back to throw. Daniels. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
18, run, Cup 19, Cup 19, Mustang 19. Ready?
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
And they're going to get it. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board. We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
That's taken in by Palmer.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. They'll set up to throw. Looking deep downfield. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
Kevontae Turpin
With his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Cowboys are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Daniels looking to throw.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
19 Tiger, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That is incomplete.
And that's where you want to use your big tight end. Let him use his size and frame to go up and get the deep ball in the end zone. But that time, they couldn't connect.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Now Daniels going to keep it.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores.
And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage to 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and now it winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he will have the 1st down, but it winds up paying for it pretty good.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd and 1. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had no command that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll look to throw again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Trey Palmer, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Trap 50, trap 50. Ready.
Now Daniels.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
The former third overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Here we go.
How about this? They'll change it at the line.
Cup 19, Warriors 70, Dragon 60. 7 Pirates, 7, Panther 11, Panther 11.
On 4th down, here's Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
18, Pioneer. 70 red.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Quinnen Williams picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Let's go now.
Now they'll change things up.
Panthers, Mustang 19. 19 Lions. 18, go.
Here's Daniels.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Hurt. Cowboy 80, 79 Broncos.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Connecting over the middle with Downs.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
65 catch, 65. Ready, Cup 19. Cup.
To throw is Daniels.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 12-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
70 Timberwolves. Check. Hey, smash. Ready.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled